I'm going to talk about the darkest flare in my life, and it's one that I thought was actually going to kill me, and I was in such a bad headspace, I really was happy to let it. So, although this is a story of resilience, if you're not in the headspace for it today, definitely skip this one. I was 19 and I was glued to the toilet seat for days. It wasn't diarrhea anymore, it was literally just blood falling out of me. I was in so much pain, I was afraid to eat because it would obviously have to come out. At the time, I was scrawny anyway, but at this stage, I was fading. I'd spent the last 3 years of my life just refusing the bag. This was the result. Even my old reliable, the steroids, they weren't working. My mother was begging me to go to the hospital, and I was refusing. I knew it was only going to result in one thing. I was sitting on the toilet for hours at this stage, blood just trickling out of me. Mum was coming in, still begging me to go, and I was still refusing. Dad gave it a go, trying to make me see a bit of sense, and I plainly told him to off. I knew this was the end game for me, and to be 100% truthful, I was really happy for it to be over. My mum obviously in and out all the time, and then I just started roaring at her, get out, close the door, just leave me in peace. I saw my mother's heart break in her eyes that day, and it's something I won't forget it till the day I die. But looking into my mother's eyes was the catalyst. I don't know if it was sense, but it was definitely guilt, and I thought, fuck, I gotta get up. Fine, I'll go get Dad. He'd help me up off the toilet seat and help me out to the car. Now, talk about timing, because small perforations had actually started in my bowel, and I was rushed in for emergency surgery. And in fairness to the surgeon, he put me at ease, telling me if he could, he'd just resection my bowel and I wouldn't end up with a bag. That helped me just cope, I suppose, with the mental game of it, thinking there's possibly another option. And they opened me up, realised I'd perforated so badly, and of course, bag was the only option. I was poisoned. Contents of my intestine were actually poisoning me, leaking out of the rupture. There's a stat that shows that roughly about 50 to 70% of people survive it, as long as it's caught early. And I was very lucky that I actually got to the hospital in time. There'd be no John O telling you this story. Of course, I didn't feel lucky at the time. Like, when I woke, the first thing I did was put my hand down, felt the bag, and to be honest, funnily enough, I wasn't devastated. Like, I had a lot more on my mind at that stage. Because of the complications and leaving it so long, I was in so much pain. Like, my worries were elsewhere. Absolutely smashing the morphine pump. Through my own perception of like a lack of options and how my life would be with a bag, let my health get almost to the point of no return. And in the aftermath of that surgery, I paid drastically. But look, it's a story for another time. I tell this story as a lesson. I thought a bag would be the end of my life, but it actually gave me my life back. I've had a bag now for over 12 years, and unfortunately, Crohn's has reared its ugly head since, but I've never been trapped and jailed in the toilet again. Crohn's is my jailer, the ostomy isn't. My bag has given me an opportunity at life, and if there's talk that a bag might be in your future, there's a very real chance it's a very bright future. Unburdened from disease and no longer planning your life around how accessible the toilets are. The thing I feared the most is the thing that saved me and actually gave me a life. My DMs are always open, and if you'd like to share or ask a question in the comments, feel free.